What is up, YouTube? My name is Adam and this is Broke Man Finance. A couple of months ago I made a video about how I believed Nikola and Trevor Milton was a complete scam, a complete fraud. And in the same video I said if any of these EV companies that were all the hype back then, there's more now, I thought Hyliion actually had a chance, but I was a little bit skeptical. But if either one of them were going to make it, it was going to be Hyliion. Nikola was dead in the water. But in those statements, I got a lot of hate whenever I came out against Nikola, because people were very, very invested into Nikola and really were standing behind the words of what Trevor Milton was saying. Well, it turns out that video has aged very well for me as of recent, with the most recent Nikola scam news, and some of that hate from those comments has since been deleted. But this video isn't a video for me to tell you that I told you so. This is a video on where to put that money as this thing continues to plummet and that stock continues to crash. But hey, look, we all make mistakes. It's all good. I mean, case in point, look at this stupid thing. I just wanted to notate that we were on to something then, and we may be able to help you out now. Just like you can help us out now by smashing that like button and making sure to subscribe. I've made a successful career for myself by being able to tell when someone is lying to me and then being able to read that body language. I've had an extensive amount of training on that very thing, as has my partner Andrew. In this video, we're going to talk about where to put that hard-earned money and how to recoup those losses that you have gotten from Nikola up to this point or are going to get from Nikola in the weeks to come. If you're watching this video, then you probably know the latest news surrounding Nikola and GM and Trevor Milton. But for those that have not been up to speed on it, let's catch everybody up before moving on to how we can get that money. This past week, GM announced that they will be taking an 11% stake into Nikola. This means they will be getting a couple $2 billion worth, and the two will be partnering on the Nikola pickup truck, the Badger. This news obviously was a big deal and caused some stir, and actually gave Nikola some legitimacy to all the critics, including myself, and their share price jumped up around 40%. As much as I don't like Trevor Milton, cannot stand the dude, I was actually thinking about selling some puts against him, because I knew the news that GM, a pretty solidified company that's got a history of actually making cars, I knew that someone like them taking an 11% stake in this company was going to be huge. It's going to be huge for this EV company. I knew that share price was going to jump up really quick, but thank God I didn't do it. Hindenburg Research wrote an amazing report calling Nikola, and more importantly Trevor Milton, a fraud and a liar. Listen to this, and some of it's actually pretty funny. Today we reveal why we believe Nikola is an intricate fraud built on dozens of lies over the course of its founder and executive chairman, Trevor Milton's career. We have gathered extensive evidence, including recorded phone calls, text messages, private emails, and behind-the-scenes photographs detailing dozens of false statements by Nikola founder Trevor Milton. We have never seen this level of deception at a public company, especially of this size. Trevor has managed to parlay these false statements and made over the course of a decade into a $20 billion public company. We reveal how, in the face of growing skepticism over the functionality of its truck, Nikola staged a video called Nikola One in Motion, which showed the semi-truck cruising on a road at a high rate of speed. Our investigation of the site and text messages from a former employee revealed that the video was an elaborate ruse. Nikola had the truck towed to the top of a hill. I'm not making this up, 100%. This is real. Nikola had the truck towed to the top of a hill on a remote stretch of road and simply filmed it rolling down the hill. It's great. That is great. I give them an A for effort, but I give them an F for integrity and character. Citron researchers backed up the claims, calling Nikola a complete fraud as well. If you don't believe it, think about it like this. Nikola and Trevor, they've been doing a lot of claiming that they had these fuel cell batteries and they had all this battery technology, but with this recent stake in Nikola by GM, Nikola was planning on using GM's batteries for the Badger. That's weird. One of my favorite stories about Nikola and all the fraud is that Nikola was promoting and showing off their fuel cell battery technology. And in these photographs, here's the photograph, they literally put masking tape over the manufacturer's name to hide it. That's true story. There's the picture and there's the masking tape. Just put some tape on it. It'll be fine, no worries. Nikola supporters have been talking about Hindenburg, that they're very short on the Nikola stock, and that's why they're coming out with all these false claims. But the evidence is there, and if you knew this stuff, why would you not be short on it too? That share price has continued to plummet and plummet as the bad news and the lies become exposed, and it's not about to stop. It's going to continue to drop like a sinking rock, people. Nikola is currently sitting really close to that 52-week low, around 31 bucks. I think the low is around $29 and some change. But you should be expecting it on this news to drop much, much lower. Now, what to do with your remaining shares? Well, first, you need to remember this. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a weirdo on YouTube with a bad tattoo. And listen, you are more than welcome, and it is completely your prerogative, and it's your money we're talking about. You are more than welcome to hold strong on Nikola and even keep buying shares as this stock price drops, just average at dollar cost averaging all the way to nothing. It's your money. Just like the old saying goes, when it comes to investing, when there's blood in the streets, that's the best time to buy. Well, there's definitely blood in the streets now, but I wouldn't stand in the street too long because they may roll a truck to the top of a hill and let it go. But here's what I would do. Going into this next week, this is what I would do. I would dump Nikola as quick as I could and get whatever money out of it I could get. Hopefully, your average cost is around the share price now, because you got to expect this thing to drop substantially next week. Get what you can out of it and run. I would find 2 to 4 stocks, companies that have a decent dividend, so at least you always know you're earning some money back, that's got a history of paying out that dividend. A company that's got a good balance sheet, that's a solidified company that's not going anywhere, they got a good brand, they have a decent moat. What I would not do is put it in another spec stock where there's an opportunity to lose your money even more. It was in a spec stock with Nikola and you took on some risk. Hey, we all lose every now and then. So now we need to try to balance that out by putting that money in a company that is a little more stable, just for a little while. I love spec stocks. That keeps things exciting whenever you're investing. But there are times we're going to take an L. So we need to be able to recover from that L with some other more stable companies. That keeps that portfolio a little bit balanced. Granted, you could earn it back quicker, put in a spec stock that's got all this room for growth, but you could lose it just as fast. First company I would probably look at right now is Lowe's. Lowe's over the past year is up 42% on that share price. They also pay a dividend yield of 1.48% or $2.40 a year. They're continuing to get better with new delivery options and do-it-yourself help. The Roni did help revenue this year, but Lowe's isn't going anywhere. And the company is very strong. Their only real competitor is Home Depot. Next on the list is AbbVie. AbbVie's share price is up over the past year of almost 40% with a slight dip of recent. They have a very strong dividend of over 5% or around $4.72 per year per share. Medicine and sickness is not going anywhere, and neither is AbbVie. They do have a little bit of debt because they acquired some companies pretty recently, and they're just now starting to capitalize on those new companies. So revenue is just starting to come in from those. So yes, they do have some debt right now, but people are still, and analysts are still very bullish on this stock, and they expect this stock to double, if not triple, over the next several years. So the potential for growth is there. You already have a very strong dividend yield, and they're not going anywhere. That's the main thing. If you watch that share price, it's pretty stable. Another pharmaceutical company that will be my honorable mention right here would be Pfizer. They're another pretty stable company with a little bit of growth, although a Roni vaccine could change all that very soon. If Pfizer could come up with something or to that vaccine in some form or fashion, you could see that share price skyrocket if that's the case. But they also pay a pretty good dividend as well, and there's not a lot of volatility with that company. Lastly, one company in stock that I'm very bullish on right now is Walmart. If you want to know why, feel free to watch one of my most recent videos on Walmart, and I go into a little more detail on why I'm so bullish on it and where I think that share price could end up over the next few years. But Walmart is up nearly 20% on the year, and they pay a dividend of 1.58% or $2.16 a year. Now, of course, Walmart is a giant company with a lot of new things happening that can make that share price jump up a lot. They have the Walmart Plus subscription going on. They're going to have one-day delivery. The streaming service, I really believe their streaming service with the right content could make that share price much, much more valuable. All of these companies are extremely solidified and are not going anywhere. There's nothing speculative about medicine. We need it. There's nothing speculative about Lowe's, about Walmart, about Pfizer. These companies are very strong. They pay good dividends, and they pay consistent dividends. So depending on your level of loss, and I really hope that you didn't buy at the tops of these run-ups, because and I hope if you did, you didn't buy very many shares. But if you did, hey, just get what you can back out, figure out how much you got, and how long you need to put it in one of these safer stocks to get that money back and recoup those losses. It can be done. People do it every year. There is money to be made out there, but you have to be careful trying to get greedy and getting rich fast. I understand the spec stocks. They're exciting to me too, but sometimes we need some balance in life, and sometimes we just got to put it in something a little bit more boring than an EV company or something like a Nikola. But that's all I have, and until next time, make sure you stay safe out there. I hope you liked the video. I hope you remember to subscribe. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what your strategy is. Is there a company that you want to that you're going to take your money and put in? Let me know what that is. But until next time, take care.